If there is what we call a past life, how is it affecting us in the present life, right? A lot of times when people get too involved in past lives, they cease to pay attention to what needs to be done with these experiences. Sometimes just past life is a way to explain or even excuse certain actions or behaviors, right? Again, it's not so much about the actual past life, the past lives. In fact, what is our responsibility in this present life, this present time, to understand what has gone before? And through Vedic astrology, this really allows you to see, why were you born at this time and this space? Like Atlanta, Georgia, 1983. Why Atlanta, Georgia, 1983? You got born, remember, time does not exist for the soul. The soul could come in at any time it wants, any place it wants. I don't know, maybe Mars, 25th century, who knows, right? But the deal is, the soul says, I need these certain experiences to work through these karmas that I really have come back to take care of. Every soul returns to take care of unfinished business. That's exactly right. But the soul is also all-knowing. Now, isn't that interesting? Once we become incarnated, we lose access to the omniscience nature of the soul. But before the incarnation happens, the soul is all-knowing. The soul knows what is needed for the soul. So the soul knows the plan it needs to create for the life that it's going to come into. And the plan that's created is based a lot on when you start this life and where you begin it. What body do you come into, right? Like certain bodies have certain karmas even. Certain bodies will die young. Certain bodies live a long time. That's part of that. That's the need of the karmic timeline, right? So some people, they die very young. You think, oh, this is such a tragedy. This person just died very young. Well, from our human's perspective, it is a tragedy because we think, well, gosh, they didn't get to finish their karmas or whatever happened. But maybe part of the plan was, I just came to experience death at a young age. I need to experience this too. So there is this thing about, again, that the time of birth, the place of birth, and consequently, the birth chart is a map, a plan of the soul for the karmas to be fulfilled, the experiences to be had in this lifetime, including relationships and careers and health issues and spiritual paths. All of these things were there for the soul to fit into this plan. So I always tell people that your plan is perfect. You cannot have a better plan than you have for this life. You might wish you had a different plan. You may wish you wouldn't have to do this kind of thing, or you may not do a very good job at it. And that's quite true. A lot of times, it's like a lesson plan. You're given your assignments in college or school, and it could be a great lesson plan, but you may do a bad job. You may not study for the exam. You may cheat on your exam or whatever, and it doesn't turn out so well. But all the soul can really do is give you the plan. Now, that is where this is where the real work begins, because it's through the will of the soul, that you actually can do this plan. If you don't apply the soul's will, the plan won't get done. You got to come back around again. It's like repeat, right? Didn't graduate, whatever it was. You didn't do your homework, didn't do your real work. Come back around again. But you had the opportunity. But the opportunity was merely there for you to learn how to apply the will of the soul. And that's what this life is all about. If you can apply the will of the soul consciously and do the plan, everything is really great. It's really, really great, because then you completed the karma of this lifetime at least. You probably haven't created a lot of new karma. You still got a pool to go through, but time is, listen, time is eternal. The soul is eternal, not a problem. You come back around and do it again.